You're watching Traders Morning Setups with Dex the Algo Capitalist. Dex created his Pulse Wave price trigger reports over 2 decades ago, and he's been using them to ride the pulse waves as a full-time trader ever since. Find out more about Dex's reports and sign up for our next webinar to learn how to use them at pulsewavetrading.com.
Good morning. Good morning. It's time for our morning trade setup show with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live at pulsewavetrading.com, home of the world famous Pulse Wave price trigger reports. Today we're going to be discussing a few things. First and foremost, the cold weather has arrived for parts of the U.S., and that means winter storms are right around the corner. Much of the country uses salt to melt ice, but a few counties in Wisconsin have have their very own brand new way of dealing with slippery roads. In today's big story, we're looking back on the life of investing legend Charlie Munger. Here's what's on deck. In markets, investment strategies to bet on heading into 2024. In tech, the Tesla Cybertruck's debut is approaching, but buyers have been left in the dark. And of course, in business, we have, contrary to popular belief, Wall Street is not to blame for the housing market chaos. That sounds interesting. But before we get into that, here's a word from our sponsor. Alert, alert, alert. We have what must be a mistake on our website. I am seeing that the Pulse Wave Price Trigger Reports Pro membership is available for just $888 a year. Obviously, I'm firing all my people and calling the police. But before I do that, maybe you want to go and grab one. Get yourself the best yearly subscription price we have ever had on our website. This sale smells like it is about to expire, so grab a slice of that sale price cheese before Frank fixes his mistake. PulseWaveTrading.com. See if you can get there before we put it back to a reasonable price. PulseWaveTrading.com. Now it's time to remember Charlie Munger. Rest in peace to investment legend, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, Charlie Munger. He was number one at being number two. Charlie Munger, the billionaire investing legend who led Berkshire Hathaway alongside Warren Buffett, died Tuesday at age 99. Woo. I know so many people who did not even make it even half that age. He passed peacefully at a California hospital, according to his family. Munger grew to prominence as the right-hand man to the world's most famous investor, Warren Buffett. And while Munger never achieved Buffett's astronomical wealth, he did all right, amassing a net worth of over $2 billion. Munger's wealth could have been even greater, but he sold or donated more than 75% of his Berkshire Hathaway stock since 1996. The man who built a career making smart investments had a unique perspective on handling his own money in later life. I'm deliberating taking my net worth down, he told the Omaha World Herald in 2013. My thinking is I'm not immortal, he continued, and I won't need it where I'm going. Despite being overshadowed by Buffett, Munger wasn't afraid to share his opinion. Whether it was why it's okay to eat donuts, albeit with some discipline, or his displeasure for venture investors, Munger's takes were blunt but witty. In a recent interview, he credited his economic success to his love of reading. His greatest life lesson was also beautifully simple. Cut out toxic people. Amen to that. No drama here. I am the anti-drama man. It's fitting advice from a man who found so much success in a relationship he held for over 60 years. Buffett and Munger first met at a dinner party in their hometown of Omaha, Nebraska in 1959. The two had both worked at Buffett's grandfather's supermarket, but never ran into each other. By 1978, Buffett had convinced Munger to join him at Berkshire Hathaway as vice chairman. More than 40 years later, they built a conglomerate with a market cap north of $750 billion. What Charlie Munger's death means for Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway? It's a very good question. So we'll see how things go over at Berkshire after such a huge, momentous loss. Deutsche Bank says the S&P 500 will hit an all-time high in 2024. The bank strategist said they see the index hitting 5,100 by the end of 2024, a 12% bump from its current level. It's the latest firm to turn bullish on the stock market's future. But not everyone is sold on the market surging next year. BCA Research said the S&P 500 could crash as much as 27% from current levels when a recession hits. Wells Fargo's 2024 outlook isn't quite as dreary, but it's not much better. And famed economist Mohammed El-Arian said investors are too optimistic about the economy because factors driving the recent market rally will face headwinds. How to set up your portfolio for success in 2024. Bank of America and BMO Capital Markets are predicting 2024 to be a strong year for the market. BMO is feeling confident even if a recession hits. Very interesting. Tesla Cybertruck buyers still don't know how much it'll cost days before delivery. On Thursday, the car company is expected to deliver 10 vehicles to unknown order holders, but the majority of the people still don't know the Cybertruck's basic details, horsepower, charge range, or even price. There's little evidence that internet use harms mental health. A new global study found that there's no smoking gun linking social media use and mental health harm. But researchers noted that tech companies need to disclose the data that they have for more thorough research. These 16 influential talent management firms and agencies help micro influencers build businesses. Firms like Kensington Gray and 7 Six Agency have helped micro influencers land brand deals with major companies like Delta Airlines, Toyota, Gucci, and Google. In business news, average home buyers are beating out Wall Street landlords. The percentage of American households who own their home has been on the rise since the start of the pandemic. Meanwhile, Wall Street's foray into the housing market has slowed substantially since last spring. TikTokers offer Gen Z advice on how to survive a 9-to-5 job. Their survival tips include eating lunch away from your desk and setting boundaries. They also recommended taking screen breaks every hour and giving yourself little rewards. Many Americans are delaying costs with buy now, pay later programs. Americans broke a record for spending on Black Friday, but the delayed payments could lead to bigger problems in the spring when bills start coming due. In other news, here's why China's weak economy is good news for the U.S. stock market. Nikki Haley is now the top GOP alternative to Trump, but her window to maintain momentum is narrow. Can she pull it off? JP Morgan's boss, Jamie Dimon, says the U.S. is addicted to debt and has created a dangerous sugar high in the economy. The best and worst career advice I ever got. Sports Illustrated reportedly published articles by fake AI generated writers. Ukraine says its Patriot missile system once took out 5 Russian aircraft in 5 minutes. Billionaire CEO Mark Benoff says he gets around 8 hours of sleep a night and starts every morning the same way. How much the typical first-time home buyer puts toward a down payment and where they get the money. 25 promising sports startups to watch according to VCs and other top investors. What's happening today? The Rockefeller Center 2023 tree lighting ceremony is tonight. The annual ceremony will be broadcast live on NBC and Peacock. The New York Times Deal Book Summit is today. Speakers include Vice President Kamala Harris, President of Taiwan Tsai Ing-wen, Elon Musk, Bob Iger, Jamie Dimon, Lena Khan, Shonda Rhimes, and other major executives. And in earnings today, Salesforce, Okta, Dollar Tree, to name a few. Very interesting, very, very interesting turn of events. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's pre-market show. And with that being said, you know what to do. Smash that button. And also, I got to remind you of what's coming up tomorrow. Go to pulsewavetrading.com to sign up for our live webinar on the Pulse Wave Trading Method. I will explain and demonstrate exactly how I use my time-tested price trigger reports live and in person. I hope to see you there. All right, that's been our show. Don't forget to smash that like button, share this content with whoever. You never know who it could encourage and all that good stuff. And with that being said, I am out of here. Do not miss the 11:30 podcast over on Rumble. You never know what we're going to talk about. We have no gloves on. The gloves come off over there because we're not censored. We can talk about whatever topics we like, and that's what we love. So 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Someone is asking me, can I look at NAC? We do not generally do that sort of thing in the pre-market morning show. That's reserved for our evening show that we do that is exclusive to our pro members. And we also do that in the bull panel in the mornings before we start the show here on YouTube. But because you asked me so nicely, I'm going to do you this one solid. All right. For one time only, I will pull up this NAC for you and we'll see what Nick Nack Paddywhack is about to do for those that are looking to get long or short this market. So without further ado, here is your chart on the Nick Nack Paddywhack. All right, so as you can see here, this market has been in a bull market, and you have a bullish trend momentum reading, which means it's in a locked-in bull market. You had a rally alert the day before, and yesterday we did not get any upside production, so it's still under the auspices of the rally alert for today. Do not ignore, too, that you did have this negative bot check a few trading sessions ago that has not gotten any downside production either. So with that in mind, I would trade cautiously here. If you are a subscriber to the Pulse Wave Reports, pull up NAC on your dashboard, and I would follow those instructions to a T. If you're already long this market, then you have two choices. You can use the recommended sell stop on the report to trail your open position with, or you can use the intraday pop method, all right, as instructed and described at pulsewavetrading.com. Those instructional videos are still there. With that being said, I'm out of here, folks. See you back at 11:30 for the Thinking Outside the Box podcast. Peace.